10,000 years the Imperium of Man has endured under the rule of the immortal Emperor. The worlds of man are scattered across the galaxy, threatened by savage aliens, heretics who defy the Emperor's will, and horrors lurking upon forgotten worlds. It is a time of endless war, selfless heroism, and blackest infamy.
I see fortresses in the stars. A circle of 6, but they sleep yet and must be awakened. Ride upon the storms of chaos. Gather your rivals around you. Send discord and terror throughout 1,000 worlds. Abaddon the Despoiler, War Master of Chaos. You speak in meaningless riddles. What are the fortresses in the stars? Answer me or die now! Stop this foolishness. I have consorted with creatures far more powerful than you. Speak, crone, but I will remember your insolence. Seek the hand of darkness. Take the eye of night. With these, the citadels will be yours to command. A chorus of 1,000,000,000 throats will cry your name in fear and hatred. The stars themselves will run red with blood. If you have the courage for it. War Master.
G'day ladies and gents, and welcome to Battlefleet Gothic Armada with Mags. So this is the start of our campaign playthrough. I'm doing this small section here at the start to give everybody who doesn't want spoilers on the campaign a chance to shut down the video. From this point on, spoilers will be in full effect. I am going to be showing the entire storyline as we play through it, as well as my decisions, successes and failures in it. It's actually kind of a really hard game. The AI has a very no-holds-barred approach. So, as I said, we will be starting off on turn 1. Now, the first couple of missions are tutorial-based, so flexibility is fairly low on them. However, they are tied in rather tightly to the beginning of the campaign storyline, so I don't really want to skip them. So, once again, this is your last chance to jump off if you do not want any spoilers. To everybody else, hope you enjoy the video.
Captain Spire, data log Alpha. Battlefleet Command has lost contact with Orbital Station Aleph in the Naxos system. I'm on my way to investigate.
Sir, we're approaching the location of Orbital Station Aleph.
Captain, the station is surrounded by an asteroid field. I have calculated the best approach for us to pass through it safely.
Oh no, I've played this mission before. You haven't calculated the best path to do anything. Admiral. Alright, so the start of this is, pretty much on rails, the first couple of missions, at least the first 2. It tells you where to go, what to do, you don't get much of a choice in anything. Although you still get to do some of the combat, although you don't have access to all your abilities. And it's going to tell me to go here.
Engines hot!
Alright. I'm going to show all this because there are storyline elements the whole way through that I want to demonstrate. However, I'd like to take the opportunity here.
There's an active minefield directly ahead, Captain. We must maneuver quickly, or it is likely the ship will be damaged.
All available power to the plasma thrusters. We're going to execute a high-energy turn.
Activate TAC cog, high-energy maneuver, turn. Simple as that. Continue moving towards the right-click here point. Now,
high energy turn successful, Captain. The thrusters are already recharging.
Helm. Resume our course to the orbital station.
And then it's going to jump through the next part. If there are any devs that happen to be watching this, this is the most annoying thing in the world you can actually do. Having a tutorial mission is great, and your tutorial is very good for inexperienced players. Tell them the basics about the game. But you got to remember, people are going to want to play this campaign more than once. Put in a skip option.
That the orbital station is heavily damaged. I suggest we move in closer to discover what happened here.
Put in an option where you can disable all of the tutorial features.
Understood.
So people who have already played it
We can reach
once
the station faster by
can
pushing
just
the engine
play.
status to all ahead full.
So, what's going to happen here? We'll reach the position, we'll be asked to board the ship, and we'll fire off our boarding crew.
Cruising speed set.
Thankfully, the beta only had access to the first 3 missions, I think, and I've only played this one more than once. The second one and the third one I passed through rather quickly as well, but I never went back for a second round once I realised that you couldn't in fact turn the tutorial off. I never bothered playing it again.
Seems like the station has been attacked recently. The enemy may still be lurking around.
Sir, I recommend dispatching some of the ship's armsmen to board Orbital Station Aleph and report on what they find.
I do love the design of the space stations. It is the most impractical space station design ever
Boarding
conceived.
part is underway, Captain.
But it looks fantastic.
We're seeing several weapon impacts and signs of explosions at the bulkheads. We've found the command center, sir. This place is a mess. It's full of bodies. The station's command crew...
Makes me want to try and build a giant church in space in
Cautiously,
KSP,
Sergeant.
actually.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Sir, we found a survivor. Sir, the station is a trap. We're under attack by traitor forces.
Captain, a defense platform on the station has activated and is targeting our vessel. Broadside macro cannons ready to fire on your order, sir.
Okay, here we finally actually get some control. We don't really have access to any of our special abilities, but no, we don't really need them either. Although, yeah, by control it's really just right-click on the station. Those special abilities really decide whether or not you're going to have any tactical option in it. Well, yeah, we don't.
Target destroyed, Captain. We blew it to pieces.
Sir, I'm picking up some strange signals in the nearby gas cloud.
Underway!
Sir, the signals. They're iconoclast destroyers.
Chaos ships. This sector is a long way from the Eye of Terror. What could they be after here?
Now,
Whatever
some of
their
the voice
reasons,
actors
Captain,
you're hearing...
These heretics must be destroyed at once!
Captain, consulting the ship's cogitators and machine spirit can help guide you in making tactical decisions in battle.
The only tactical options I have available at the moment is right-click on these escorts to make them shoot,
Cogitators.
and to board them if they get close
Master
enough, so I
Gunner,
don't really need the
We
tactical
need to direct
cogitator.
additional power to the targeting cogitators to increase our weaponry's accuracy.
Ah, you give me a new ability.
Lock on
Excellent.
target.
Turn that one on. That increases the accuracy and the damage of our weapons for just a few moments while it's active.
Helm
Now,
coordinates acknowledged.
as I was saying, a couple of the voice actors for various crew members, such as the Master Gunner, might sound really awful, but they're actually really well done. The grim darkness of the future, there is only war. Well, there's actually a few more things than war. The Master Gunner is... oh, I forget the term in 40k for what they are. It might be a servitor? Basically a heretic that has been captured and had his free will removed and parts of his body replaced with machinery. He's
Many more.
effectively a human brain hooked up to a computer, and with very little free will of his own. He does as he's told and nothing more.
Contact the High Command immediately.
Unable to do so, Captain. All communications are jammed. Captain, there may be a way for us to escape and warn Port Moore. We could risk an emergency warp jump.
It's risky to engage the warp
Why
engines
can't
this
they put
close
it
to
in
the
the Chaos
star's
campaign? I
gravitational
want to play
field.
those guys.
But the Chaos fleet has us boxed in. Sir, we don't have any other options.
You're not boxed in. They're chasing you, you're in front of them. There's a big difference. Yeah, they're not going to close distance fast enough.
The navigator will guide
Activate
us
the
out.
warp now. And that will be the completion of the mission.
God, Emperor, preserve us from the dangers of the void.
And that's the first mission. Now, it would have been a hell of a lot more interesting if it wasn't sort of on rails, but hey, that's the first appearance of the Chaos Fleet in the campaign storyline.
If what you say is true, Captain Spire, a vast Chaos Fleet is massing for attack. Inquisitor Horst, are you sure of this man?
Maybe we should consider someone else.
Isn't this captain from a planet that rebelled against the Emperor's will?
Enough! His faith will be tested thoroughly.
Love the Emperor, for he is the salvation of mankind. Obey his words, for he will lead you to the light of the future. Honor his servants, for they speak his voice. Tremble before his majesty, for we all walk in his immortal shadow.
Let us begin. We needed to be certain. The enemy we face is no ordinary foe.
I understand.
You are to be promoted to the rank of Admiral and given command of a fleet.
I will not fail you, Inquisitor.
There is much to do and little time, Admiral Spire. I fear a storm coming to the Gothic sector. One we are not yet prepared to face.
The Gothic sector is beginning to turn away from the Emperor's light. Treachery, sedition, and heresy have broken out like a plague upon our worlds. Admiral Spire, your new rank entitles you to command a small war fleet of Imperial Navy ships. It is your task to ensure the citizens of the Imperium remain safe and loyal.
So you just nearly torture me to death in order to find out whether or not I am some kind of heretic, simply because the planet that I was born on and all the people on it rebelled, and now I'm supposed to stop other planets and people from wanting to rebel? I want to join Chaos right now. So anyways, this is the basic strategic map. Across the top of the screen, at the moment we've only got access to one sector. As we play through missions, we will get access to more sectors up the top, and you can see we have one mission that is available to us and one deployment.
And rebellion threatening a nearby system.
So here we can see a basic breakdown of the mission. So we can see it's a 255 point defender mission. We have a basic list of rewards down the right hand side. Now the more of these mission conditions we meet, the more renown we get. Pretty simple.
That's
right. This is another on rails mission. I'm going to let this guy talk because he will explain how this works.
Every fleet is the flagship. You must select one of your vessels as the flagship for each assignment. Choose your Dauntless Light Cruiser as the flagship for this first operation. You have another captain assigned to your command. This captain commands a Dauntless Light Cruiser and will assist you for the duration of the mission. add his ship to your fleet. Smaller ships of the escort class can provide fire support, or scout for the enemy. The Firestorm frigates are a good choice for this assignment. Once your fleet is prepared to engage the enemy, you should set course for the target system at once.
Okay, so if I remember correctly, this mission allows you a little bit more flexibility in what you're doing, but it's still, as you can see, heavily dictated.
The fleet has reached the last known position of the heretic ships. Their sedition must not stand. How shall we deploy our flagship?
Why the hell are you asking my opinion? You're only going to tell me where to deploy it in the first place. The plan is here, guys, and I'm going to try and get through all...
Now you must select how you wish to deploy remaining ships of the line.
No, once again, you're going to tell me how to deploy the remaining ships of the line.
You must next determine where to place the Firestorm escort vessels.
The plan here is to get through the entire tutorial in this video and get it over and done with.
Fleet, Admiral. That means you can order your captains to adopt engagement modes during the battle. These engagement modes define how your captains act in battle. You can change the engagement modes at any time.
Admiral, the Firestorm escort ships have powerful prow weapons. I would advise setting these ships to a frontal attack. A good understanding of each ship's weapons is the best way to know which engagement mode to use.
Yeah. Just hurry up and get me into this fight, alright?
The macro cannons on our ships are most effective when fired at short range.
And here's another perfect example of why tutorials should have a skippable option.
It is time to
Developers, anybody who's played this game for longer than about 2 hours knows everything that's inside of your tutorial, and you're going to make them play through the tutorial with all of this in it every time they want to play the campaign.
Helm coordinates acknowledged.
Gas cloud and use it to ambush the rebel ships. Once our ships enter the gas cloud, it should mask our fleet's emissions.
Yeah, except your emissions are visible as you approach the gas cloud, so the first thing anyone with some common sense will do is fill that gas cloud with torpedoes or Nova cannon shots or whatever they happen to have available at the time. The gas cloud ambush only works if people don't see you entering the gas cloud in the first place. Actually, I think I remember a lot about this mission now. It dragged out forever with what was some fairly amateurish tactics overall. So what I might actually do is stop recording here and we'll jump in at the end of this mission where hopefully something interesting is happening.
Burn retros!
So, just freshly restarting the recording, and we're about 3.5, nearly 4 minutes further on than where we were before. And we're only just starting to get back into the combat now. First volley of torpedoes out. There was just a whole bunch of hand-holding in the middle there. You know, select this ship, select that ship, do this, do that, blah blah blah, tutorial stuff. And now we've actually got some movement and some controls, so we're going to target his engines first.
They can reward you for your skill and your ethos.
I don't think so. We're going to ram you. We missed the ram. Stop. Turn hard. And we get a boarding action going on here. And we're bored from this side too. We got multiple fires already. Damn it, we're out of boarding range. Close.
Still out. Drains the ship's power. They'll have difficulty using their warp engines.
Yeah, except we don't need to take out the plasma generator. I want to shut down the engines and then I'm going to ram and bombard the crap out of this thing.
Ready. Yes, Admiral. Lock on target.
Come on.
Your
Lock
orders
enabled.
Underway.
Get this escort in a little bit closer and activate lock on it as well.
Setting course.
Bring our third around, lock on enabled, and almost in boarding range.
I'm taking my ship out of this mess.
Admiral, he is activating his
We're
warp engine
destroying
and
them.
disengage from the battlefield.
This cowardice cannot be tolerated. Admiral, we must put an end to this pitiful display and make an example of this craven fool.
Shoot him in the head. Thank you. And give me back control of this ship so I can finish this damn mission. Alright.
You've been promoted to
parallel.
Follow my orders and we'll get through
Pair up.
this.
We got to. Oh, hang on. We'll try and get these in. Now, these weren't available the last time I played Imperials. These are Hellfire torpedoes. If they hit, they do damage, but they also set fires. I've actually found them to be really useful, especially if you've noticed that the enemy ship has used a repair feature, or the repair function, because the repair function automatically puts out all fires. However, if the repair function is on cooldown, as you can see, it goes on cooldown for almost 3 minutes. Another boarding on there. For almost 3 minutes. And in that time, the fires just burn and constantly take health. And if you get a good volley of Hellfire torpedoes from the target, you can put 3 or 4 fires on them at once. We'll go for a ram here.
The ship has activated its warp engines and is attempting to disengage.
Oh, that's not going to happen.
Navy armsmen ready to sabotage the enemy's warp engines.
It's suddenly going to give me access to lightning strike here, even though it's still on a 22-second cooldown. There we go.
Fool! Your faith in the Emperor is as false as your courage.
Silence this heresy. Fire all weapons.
I don't want to silence the heresy. I agree with him.
Course plotted.
And I know all the Imperial fans are going to go off in my comment sections about that.
Understood.
Close range torpedo, and that should.
From the enemy ships.
What? That didn't kill him?
Explode.
Changing course.
And now he suddenly explodes. Okay, fair enough. It was giving me a chance to move my ship out of range.
And proven yourselves worthy of the Imperial Navy.
Well, there we go. That's turn 2 down, and there is only one more left.
Lord Admiral Ravensburg.
You've exceeded my expectations, Admiral. However, other seditious forces are making themselves known in the Gothic sector. I would like you to meet Fabricator Cambrius. He is in charge of the Adeptus Mechanicus shipyards at Port Moore.
Admiral, you and your fleet can repair and upgrade your vessels at Port Moore. By the
These guys just don't take a breath so I can actually talk.
To assist you. Your current rank allows you access to the most common classes of vessel.
Okay, so what this is about is a quick tutorial on how the ship management goes. I might actually show this to you, just so you can get an idea on exactly how the system works and hear the tutorial explanation for it, and then I'll probably just skip it or cut it out in future videos. Okay, so I earned enough XP in that mission to unlock a new cruiser slot and a few other things.
Shipyards in operation at Port Moore. This panel displays the weapon. This select.
And we'll just skip through all this. Basically, how this works: you think RPG. Your ships level up. You gain access to skill points. I don't know why it's forcing me to put points into a navigator. It's the last place you would put points, but that's what it's going to do. And it's going to tell me to put in an extra shield. That's actually not a bad idea.
The modules you can install now.
And it's going to tell me to put in the shield booster, which again isn't a bad one. The navigator point's the only thing that's questionable. But that's basically how this works. You just click on a ship, and I'll do this again my way. So we'll open this one up. First, let's go through abilities. And we got pattern drive. That increases your movement speed, but there's a bit of risk involved. The shields is definitely an option too. Short burn torpedoes increase. Speed is improved by 50%. We've got a torpedo boat here. Yeah, I reckon that's probably a go. We'll put those on. So our torpedoes move faster. Go down to crew skills, straight into master gunner. This is a gunship with torpedo option. First points in master gunner. Second point should actually go into servitors. They will increase or decrease rather, the cooldown on the torpedoes, so we can put more of them out. And that's the way this normally works. And we'll buy a third ship as well. We've got a Dauntless and a Dauntless Mark II. I think we'll pick up another Dauntless Mark II. The torpedo boats work really well now for the Imperials. Although I can get more sustained range out of the fire 90 degrees front, 6,000 range. $2, light macro battery, light double macro turret, 6,000 range. And we got the torpedoes, which I know about. 270 front, bow torpedo launcher, medium torpedoes, 45 damage. It's a hard choice. You're not stuck with it. You can change your ships if you wish to down the track, but you sort of lose part of the XP on them, or at least as well the XP. Bloody War Thunder getting into my head. You lose part of the XP on them, or at least you did. I don't think they've changed that at all. So yeah, you're not trapped with your choice, but it pays to think ahead now. And I reckon I'm going to go with the Dauntless Mark II. The torpedo options are just too good. And once again, we only get the option of putting one skill on. What have we got? The last one's got a probe. Supercharged void shield, frequency capacitor. It's sort of tough. I don't know exactly what to put on this one. So with any other fleet, Chaos and Eldar, well, mainly Chaos and Eldar, I know exactly what options to take on every single ship, but with the Imperials, I'm just not entirely sure. Stasis bomb is always good. Sorry, I'm having a good hard think here. We'll just take Stasis Bomb. Or should we? Yeah, I've got the renown to change it if I need to. Alright, so let's go back to the main game and get back into the storyline.
The sector's High Strategic Council has met at Port Moore. The Council has a plan to secure the Gothic sector against these invaders, and you play a key role, Admiral. I will contact you soon to brief you on your next assignment.
Okay, so we go in turn 2, and this will bring us into turn 3. Turn 3 is going to be the final turn of this video, I think. That gets us through the tutorial, all and done. These are also the 3 missions that were available in the early access beta.
Our supply lines are being raided by Orc pirates. Several reports indicate that the Greenskins are harassing our forces, keeping them off balance. Admiral Spire, your orders are to escort an important Imperial convoy of equipment and food to Bladen. This world is suffering from the predations of the pirates, and millions will starve if these supplies don't reach their destination.
Convoy escort against the Orcs. Orc invasion. The Orcs are going to be on the attack. We're on the defense. Alright, this is going to be a fun mission. Although, I do seem to recall winning it quite handedly the last time I did it. Regardless, this is the last mission where the game makes any attempt to control your actions, which is why I'm trying to fit these 3 turns into the first video. Once this turn is complete and we move on to turn 4, from that point on, all the decisions are my own. The game doesn't force me to do anything outside of the important missions that it wants as a priority.
Many Orc attacks have been reported on the trade route along your course. Escort the convoy through the system and defend it against any threat. It is vital that this convoy makes it through to Bladen. You'll be in command of the convoy as it passes through the danger zone. The convoy will be safe from the Orc pirates once it reaches the edge of the system.
300 points. This is going to be a good one. Alright, let's watch the really cool Orc video.
The Orcs plague the whole galaxy from end to end, with their ceaseless warring and strife. They are a warlike, crude and highly aggressive green-skinned Xenos race, organized in a primitive and brutal society, rooted so deeply in war that peace is utterly incomprehensible to them. Their ships are often ill-kempt, unreliable rust buckets, kept in operation only by the constant effort of Orc mech boys and their Gretchen slaves. Orc pirate attacks are brutally direct, with their ships rushing headlong towards their target, guns firing wildly as they come. They cannot be bargained with or bought, save with weapons that they will inevitably turn against those who tried to bribe them. Orcs have a need for speed. Their ships commonly mount a plethora of thrusters, boosters, and extra drives, usually all wired up to a prominent red button in the cockpit. Experience have I learned that underestimating the greenskins is a fast route to the grave.
All ships, we have reached the zone of space where the Orc pirates are known to lurk. Stay alert for any enemy ships.
Acknowledged. My convoy ships are packed to the brim with supplies. If we lose more than half these ships, our mission will fail and Bladen is doomed.
If we split up the transport ships, we have a better chance of getting through the Orc pirate patrols.
Okay, so why this is the last of what is effectively the tutorial missions for the game, this is the one that actually finally gives you control of everything. You can pick where to put the ships, you can choose what to do. The game will give you advice on what it thinks you should be doing, but at this point you can now feel free to ignore it. For example, I'm going to group up all 3 of my transports right there on the edge of the map. Drop my 2 cruisers there, and we'll drop the escorts a little bit further out. Just in case I need to send them off on a tangent very quickly, so they're clear of my light cruisers. They can get on a run to intercept something that's moving in too quickly. Just quickly set up all my ships. What do we got? Forward firing Arc 270.
Admiral,
yeah, I'll choose it in
many
battle.
enemy ships are converging on the convoy.
Alright, so where are the enemy? 1, 2, 3 dots.
The greenskins don't understand strategy. The Orc ships are likely to close in at short range and rely on their tough front armor.
The Orcs are also eager to fight. These savages will try to board our ships, and they won't hesitate to ram anything in their way.
They got that right
all
too.
Ships, prepare for battle.
Alright, so the basic objective here, as you heard, I have to get those 3 transport ships through to the red zone in the far side of the map. If I lose more than 2 of them, I automatically fail the mission. And, of course, they are ships that are incredibly light in the way of armor and defenses. This ship concerns me the most. If I can get rid of this one here before it goes into the gas cloud, I can make a run with the transport straight up the side of the map, and I should be able to set it up so that they can't be intercepted. But it relies on removing it. And thankfully it's only an escort, so I can send in my light cruisers and they should be able to easily overwhelm it. Try for some torpedoes. I can get a hit with the melter torpedoes. I think I called them Hellfire torpedoes earlier on. I'm not entirely sure why, but melter torpedoes, if I can get a hit on them.
Thanks for bringing us more loot. We're gonna take
and I haven't. That's right. We'll go to.
This is the last time you attack Imperial ships.
Yeah, target the engines. We want to stop these guys. These ships are already slow. If we can destroy their engines, it makes them even slower. At that point, they can't catch. The objective here isn't to wipe out all ships. The objective is simply to get the transports to the other end.
Engaging. Awaiting orders.
Orders received.
I'm doing my best to try and not talk over the voice acting at this point in time, but there's a lot of it. Alright, so we got double sets of torps coming in, and it looks like everything's going to land home. Transports are told to run. This is the major issue here. This is a Orc cruiser. Orc light cruiser, rather. We just have to pump power into it. These things take a massive amount of damage. Hull breach, lightning strike, he goes for a ram, and oh, that was close. Oh, maybe I should have let him ram me. He's going to get in amongst the ships.
Acquiring new vector.
Damn it.
Cruising speed set.
Escort ships coming in. I don't have time to deal with them.
Ship ready.
Boost, 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 boost away. Don't let him.
Target locked in.
I messed up badly letting him get in there like that. He could, well, he still could potentially wipe down the ships, but I can't afford to stop him at the moment. I got to get these escorts, which are catching up, before they strip the shields off. If they manage to strip shields off any of those transports, they will be primaried and they will be destroyed. Missed with the torpedoes there. Turn around fast enough and go for the ram. Yes. Alright, that's one of them.
Targeting enemy vessel.
So why aren't I ramming more? I just cleaned out all of their escorts using rams. Far better. Too used to playing Eldar and Chaos in multiplayer, I think. I'm forgetting exactly what the Imperials are good at. Oh, that hurt. That hurt. Crap.
Cruising speed set.
High energy turn onto him. We're going to be too close for torps, I think, but I can get a lightning strike.
Underway. Changing course.
Turn in. I might be close to getting a melter torp on him.
Ship ready.
And I block myself with my own ship. You can do friendly fire. Melter torps can cancel that warp. You're not getting out of here. Actually, looks like we're going to get all their ships. And there we go. See how much faster that was when the game... Oh, hang on, we got one more. Wonderful. Much faster still when the game doesn't sit there and try and tell you this is what you can do and this is what you cannot do, and you have to obey by these rules. Oh yeah, as I was saying, normal auto fire doesn't do team damage in Battlefleet Gothic Armada, or at least not usually. However, if I fire melter torpedoes at close range and I happen to have one of my ships in between, they most certainly will connect and they will start fires and do massive amounts of damage. It's entirely possible to take out your own ship with special abilities.
Engaging.
And there we go. Escort destroyed. Mission complete.
I think you got them all.
Continue your course through the system to Bladen. We've already spent too much time dealing with these bestial Xenos.
So the completion of this mission signifies the completion of Turn 3. Next video I'll be back with Turn 4, and from that point I'll have full control of the game. The plan is to continue the videos 2 to 3 turns per video, and we'll see exactly how long the campaign is, because I don't know. This is as far in as I have ever seen, so at this point we're on the same page. Anyways, ladies and gents, hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, click like if you do, subscribe if you want to see more. May the Emperor's light guide and protect you, and I'll catch you in the warp.